Anybody know who Melissa Mayer is? Ever heard of her? She runs Yahoo right now. So I'm going to show you some neat stuff in her, right? Working remotely has some interesting benefits, right? People are happier. So those of you who are working remotely, are you happy working at home? You like it? It's fun, isn't it? I can get up, I don't have to put clothes on, I can walk around with pajamas, right? I can open up the blinds and, hello world. It's fantastic, yeah, I'm happy. Additionally, lower operating costs. I'm not consuming the office's electricity, I'm consuming my own. Who pays for that? Me. So if I got 1,000 people doing that, suddenly my energy bill goes down. Yay, company. All right, that's all great. And then happier and more productive. Sure. But is it true? Because you heard about this whole email, or I don't know if it's an email, more of a company mandate that she sent out, saying that people are going to be required to come into the office. You heard about this? No more working from home, no more working remote. You want a job, you come here. You don't want a job, don't come here. Pretty black and white. Now there's this huge backlash on the internet. Oh, how dare she do this? This is the wrong thing to do. This is a step backwards. I totally disagree with that. I totally disagree with that. Because you can read this, right? Speed and quality are sacrificed. When we work from home, we need to be one Yahoo, and that starts with being together. Why would speed and quality be sacrificed? Say again?
And if you're working as a single-person team, you're going to have to speak to other people.
Right. I'm working as a single-person team. Where are my people? They're all at home in their pajamas, too. Right? So we're going to hop on Skype. There's not going to be any video because we're all really ugly naked. I don't want to see my teammates naked. That's hard enough time looking at them with clothes on. Okay? Yeah, it's the same thing. Speed and quality are often sacrificed. Now, this is my favorite quote. If you go read the rest of her stuff, okay? People are more productive when they're alone. Yep, agreed. That I totally agree with. However, as a business, who are the managers in the room? Raise your hand if you manage or lead, or you have people that report to you, or you're responsible for, something in your company. Okay? Are you more interested in people being productive, or are you more interested in people innovating? I want innovation. Yeah. How do you beat your competition? By innovating. How do you maintain the pace with your competition? By being productive. Now, I really hate being productive. I really like innovating. And in order for me to innovate, I have to be with people. And in order for me to be with people, I have to physically get my lazy ass up and go move somewhere. I got to go sit in a room with them. I got to talk to them. I got to pair. We have to run tests. We have to have this single unified understanding so that way we're able to come up with solution A, come up with solution B, and then the real answer, which is solution C. Now, if I'm just being productive by myself, I will come up with solution A and build it. And as an employee, I'm rewarded for that. I'm compensated for that, and that makes me happy. As a company, I'm slowing us down. Who plays football? Soccer. Proper football, not American football. Anybody? Yeah, okay. So I played that sport all the way through school. Love it. I typically played defense. Every time on a corner kick, I would always go into the box, typically at the 6, and try to score. But I'm a defender. Am I allowed to score? Are you sure? Because if you look at the rules for the position, it doesn't say score goals. It says prevent goals. So I'm not doing my job, right? I'm failing my team. But I want to win. Exactly. You win or you fail as a team. There's team success or team failure. Which means if I score, and I declare victory, I scored 3 goals. Yeah, but you guys lost. Yeah, I'm awesome. I scored 3 goals. Well, that's like me working at home being productive. The team failed. Alright, so this is stuff we want to avoid. What do we lose? There's a lot of stuff, okay? Who knows what communication saturation is? Oh, Who knows what communication saturation is? 1,000 emails about one thing. Yeah, could be. Let me ask you this. Could I have written this talk down on paper? Yes. Would you have gotten more value out of it in written form? No. Therefore, saturation and effectiveness is currently high. I would say that email actually lowers communication effectiveness and saturation. This is one of the things that we lose by working remotely. Why? Because we're not talking. I miss the nonverbal. And that frankly, is very costly. Delays and answers, one of my favorite ones. I work with this team in Austria, and I sent them an email, and a day later I get a response, at which point my response to that is, I don't understand this point, can you please clarify? And now, that's on Monday, get a response Tuesday, get another response Wednesday. What do you mean you don't understand? It's all very clear. Read the message again. Ice pick, lobotomize myself. Finally, on Friday, I get the answer that I wanted, whereas if we were together, we would have solved it in 5 minutes and not 5 days. Who pays for that? Customers, business, everybody pays for that, right? That's very costly. Siloed teams. Who are the people working remotely again? See? How many of you work in the same team? Anyone? You guys all work in the same team together? You all do the same thing?
Sometimes you work in project alone, sometimes you work with other people. But I agree with you. You kind of use something in communication.
Yeah, what I find typically in companies around the world is when they get into these silos, when they get into working remotely, you have remote group A, remote group B, remote group C, and they deliver individual pieces of functionality. It's all based on the components of the system. So these guys write the database, these guys write the interface for the UI, these guys do whatever, and then we hand it off to the 4 testers who don't know a damn thing. Because they haven't been integrated, and they go, wait a minute, I have 1,000,000 questions. We have 1,000 emails exchanged back and forth, and we ship 3 months later. But remember, it's more cost effective. Right? It's way more cost effective. I mean, after all, quality is much lower, it costs more, so it leads to the bottom line, unhappy customers. We're trying to get happy customers, but it leads to unhappy customers. And that's where it sort of stinks. So. Lastly, we've got lip service. Paying lip service. Anybody seen Star Wars? Star Wars? Yeah? Okay. Episode 4? Or no, episode 5. Luke is on Dagobah. And he is in his Jedi Master training with Yoda. Little short green dude. Speaks funny. Yes, he does. Okay? And he comes back and he says, Luke says, it's too hard, I can't do it. I can't raise my X-Wing out of the mud. He's quit before he's even tried. Too hard, he says. Yet Yoda does it. Same sort of thing here. Agile is too hard. You know why it's too hard? Because we, the collective we, have been doing so many crappy practices over the years, and we have ingrained them into our heads that they are the right things to do, that when we try to do something different, it hurts. Right? It's like if we were to go run a marathon today, the probability of us pulling muscles or tearing muscles is high. We would have to train and practice, and training and practicing hurts. So what you see here is you get a lot of people that say, oh yeah, we're Agile. We're Agile. We do a daily stand-up. What does that mean? Well, it means we're Agile. Really? So you deliver every sprint? Well, we don't have sprints. Well, we do have sprints, but first we have our 4-week planning sprint, our 8-week development sprint, our 10-week testing sprint, and then our 12-week stabilization and integration sprint. And then on sprint 5, we deliver. Dude, that's pretty agile. You do test-driven development? No, we outsource testing. You do continuous integration? Oh yeah, we have a build server. You do pair programming? No. Why not? Oh, it's too expensive. It's way better to have single people do single tasks one at a time and not share information. Okay? We've all heard these things. You're laughing because you know this is true, hopefully, not because I'm just rambling on. People aren't committed. Imagine this. Who's married? Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you're married. All right. Most of the room. You walk up to your wife, okay, or your significant other, and you say, honey, I love you, and I promise to cherish you, and care for you, and all that other stuff. I don't remember what they are. Okay. When I'm in town. When I'm not in town, babe, you're on your own. Okay? And I'm going to go do what I want, because woohoo, game on, right? But imagine how silly that sounds when you're going to get married. It's the same thing here. Oh yeah, we're totally going to do Agile. Really? What are you going to do? We're going to rename all of our project managers to Scrum Masters. We're going to rename all of our marketing people to product owners. And the poor team, well, we're going to have two teams, the dev team and the test team. That's good enough. Right. This is lip service. Who's playing the lip service game today? Good. Who thinks they're special today? Lots, okay. There's a lot going on here. All right? Now, how do we weather this storm? How do we get through it? How do we get through this change? Because I'll be honest with you, it's really, really painful in the beginning. And just to give you a personal story, I tweaked my back in April, and I haven't been able to go to the gym. Now, I was a gym rat. I would go to the gym every day for about an hour. It's just dude I would know, and he and I would work out all the time. I haven't been to the gym since. Imagine how painful it's going to be for me when I go back. I'm going to be frustrated. I'm not going to be able to do anything that I was able to do before. I'm going to have to build it all back up again. Same thing when you're transitioning here. You have to set a plan. Set a plan. Meaning, envision where you want to be in 6 months and figure out how you're going to get there. Maybe we do some training. Maybe we set up a pair space. Maybe we set up a team workspace. Maybe we do some investigation around what this crazy TDD stuff is. It's got the word test in it, so it must mean testing. Go to some of the other talks and learn more about it. Right? But set a plan. Figure out where you want to be. That's how you get through this stuff. That's one of the ways. Be committed. Right? It's not the honey I do sometimes. It's honey I do all the time. Rain or shine, bad or good, whatever it is, I'm going to stick with it. The first thing that you will sacrifice is your retrospective. Because you will get to the end of the sprint, you will say to yourself, holy cow, we can do the retrospective or we can cram in a little more work. And our system really sucks, so let's cut the retrospective and do it. That's not being committed. Right? If it sucks for a reason. And another hour isn't going to fix it. Sorry. You might think it will. But it will. Okay? Room to fail. Go back to my son. I put him on the bike, he rides the bike, he crashes. Option A, I yell at him, at which point he suppresses himself and says, I'm done with the bike forever. I have now bought my son future psychological, I've given him future psychological issues. So instead of that, I decide to motivate him. I give him room to fail. You have to give people room to fail. Managers, this is the biggest thing I want you to take away from this. When you go back to your offices and you say, hey, we're going to do Agile, what that means is you were saying that you are accepting the fact that it will take 3 to 6 months to transition from A to B. You're giving people the room to learn, room to grow, and room to fail. You're not going to ding them on their reviews. You're not going to, oh, you're not getting a bonus now because you screwed this up. That's really on you. So, failure is an option as long as it's done early. And then training and practice. Thank you. Good luck. Image credits, because those aren't mine. And then let's have some questions.